Episode 1 showed you the most efficient head shapes. This episode covers the least efficient one on purpose, because sometimes flat is exactly what the job actually needs. Welcome back to ASME Section 8 Division 1 in 5 minutes. Season 3, 2 episode, Unstayed Flat Heads and E-Covers. UG-34 covers flat heads, covers, and blind flanges, and structurally, flat is the expensive choice. Curved heads from episode 1 resist pressure mostly through membrane stress, spread evenly across the surface. A flat plate resists pressure through bending instead, and bending concentrates stress dramatically at the center and at the edge. That's the trade-off. Flat heads need noticeably more thickness for the same diameter and pressure, but they're cheaper to fabricate, easy to bolt on and remove, and perfect for manways and inspection covers where access matters more than efficiency. UG-34 gives you 3 paths. Use a recognized standard blind flange from a listed flange specification, and it's pre-qualified, no calculation needed. Calculate a circular head yourself using the code's formula. Or, for square, rectangular, elliptical, or otherwise non-circular covers, use a related formula with a shape factor based on the ratio between the short and long dimensions. Here's the part that actually decides your thickness, a factor called C, and it depends entirely on how the head attaches to the shell. 19 different attachment sketches are shown in the code, each with its own C value, ranging from 0.10 all the way up to 0.75. A generously flanged, forged, integrally welded head with a wide radius earns the lowest C. A simple threaded cover screwed onto the end of the vessel, with minimal edge support, gets the highest. Since thickness scales with the square root of C, that's not a small difference, it's nearly triple the thickness between the best and worst attachment method. Concretely, an integrally forged flange with a corner radius at least 3 times the head thickness can get C down to 0.10. A screwed-on cover with a sharp edge sits at C equals 0.75. Run the square root, and that jump alone can mean designing a head nearly 2 3/4 times thicker, purely because of how it's attached, not because the pressure or diameter changed at all. For bolted heads specifically, there's a second check that connects straight back to Season 2's flange episode. You calculate thickness twice, once for the actual operating condition, once for gasket seating, using the bolt loads from mandatory Appendix 2 either way, and you use whichever result comes out thicker. A head that's fine under pressure can still fail to seat the gasket properly if you only checked one condition. Quick recap, flat heads resist pressure through bending, not membrane stress, so they need more thickness than any curved shape from episode 1, but they're simpler and more accessible. The C factor, driven entirely by attachment method, can nearly triple that thickness depending on how the head is welded, bolted, or threaded on. And bolted heads get checked under both operating and gasket seating conditions. That's Season 3, Episode 2. Full C value table is linked below on WeldFab World. Subscribe. Episode 3 covers loadings beyond pressure.